coming at you from Senmonorom, Cambodia. And this morning we have a really special treat. We are going to the Elephant Valley Project and we're going to hike in the rainforest with elephants. Now we will not be riding on the elephants, we will not be swimming with the elephants, we will not be touching the elephants. We will just be observing, letting them go where they want to go, us following so that they can live a peaceful, content life in this amazing sanctuary. It's 6:30 in the morning here and you can probably see in the background the city is already bustling. It is alive with roosters and music and activity and it really wakes you up. So the sanctuary is about 20 minutes to half an hour outside of the main city center and it's huge apparently, so I'm really excited to explore it. Our guide was super knowledgeable, really friendly, and all around awesome.
This like is not a real scorpion, called whip scorpions. So they not bite, they not sting. The real one, the tail is quite up.
We're hiking up the side of this really steep hill now, and the hiking sticks are helping, but the mud is really not helping at all. Everybody's slipping and sliding everywhere.
Make the step on the top, don't step on one side. Welcome, welcome. You see here the track, maybe from this one, maybe from last side. This one. Maybe either one sees something. You can see the track.
When we first arrived, our guide radioed the elephants' mahouts to find out where the elephants were, and we hiked out to meet them, looking at local fauna and flora along the way. This trek is a lot harder than the rainforest trek that I did in Tobago. After enjoying a beautiful but strenuous hike through the rainforest, we got our first glimpse of an elephant.
Huh? I'm Jana.
So that's dope.
You're so pretty. Elephants! You see them?
We're following two females right now, Do and Darling, and they're both long-term rescues here, and they are ripping up the trees like they are absolutely nothing. Now, Do is very, very timid and very scared very easily, so the reason that she has a rider is because if an airplane or something goes over, she's gonna take off running, or if one of us does something wrong, like use a flash or something like that, she's just gonna run. So he is on the back of her neck where it doesn't hurt elephants to be ridden. Now, the reason that it hurts elephants to be ridden on their back is because unlike horses whose vertebrae are really close together and connected, elephants' vertebrae has gaps in between them. So even though they're so big, they really can't support things without being in a terrible amount of pain. So that's why you should never ever ride an elephant. One of the reasons why you should never ever ride an elephant. There's many. You may think that we would have heard the elephants coming from their giant steps, but elephants' feet are highly padded. So aside from them breaking trees while they wander, they were very quiet. These elephants are not wild elephants. They've been rescued from captivity, and they still are captive elephants. They are trained in order to receive veterinary treatment and to be handled, and when needed, ridden on their necks to guide them and to lead them to different ways. That's why they can't be released to the wild. There are, however, 400 to 600 wild elephant in Cambodia, but there are a lot of risks to that, especially with poachers, as well as deforestation is a big threat to these wild elephants. The majority of these elephants were either used in the tourist industry or on traditional farms for hauling large loads. In more recent years, motor scooters have taken on those roles, allowing for these elephants to retire. That was the case for Do and Darling. Do is in her mid-40s and Darling is in her 60s. And the way that they can tell their age is based off their ears. The ears start to kind of roll as they get older. These are Asian elephants, so they're much smaller and have much smaller ears than African elephants. They have 9 female elephants here and 1 male, but the male is not to be exposed to anybody because, yeah, from like June to September, he really wants to mate. They're very unpredictable, so it's just better for everybody if we only stick to the females. Also, females are female babies are more often stolen from the wild, so they're much more common to be used in farms and everything here. So that's why there's so many more females that have been rescued. The elephants were constantly eating these fruits off the ground, but it seemed like bamboo was definitely their favorite. Do's name actually means go in Khmer because of her tendency to run away.
Oh my gosh. This is the closest I've ever been to an elephant.
Another really great thing is the mahouts. Mahouts are the individuals that are taking care of the elephants here. The mahouts are assigned to the elephants, so they're with the same elephants pretty much every single day. That way they build up a really good relationship with them, and they're really comfortable and at ease with one another instead of a rotation of people over and over and over again. These elephants are chained up at night, unfortunately, but the chain is only around one back leg, and it's to keep them from going into local farmers' farms. That way they don't eat all of their sugarcane, all of their rice, everything. They want to make sure that they have a really good relationship with the locals here. And when they are roped up at night, it's a 25-meter long chain, they said, so they sleep maybe 3 to 4 hours a night, and then they have plenty of lead to roam around and eat and be comfortable. So I just realized I didn't even show I'm wearing an elephant shirt.
You said like termites.
Oh my god, oopsie.
I wore it in honor of today, and I didn't even show it. The Elephant Valley project is owned by a foreigner, an Englishman named Jack. He came here, he was working with elephants, and he started going from farm to farm, checking on their welfare, and then he eventually had this plot of land that he was able to get where he can bring elephants to take a break when they need rest and relaxation, and then he ended up getting some elephants long term. In cases of severe abuse to the elephants, they actually have to buy the elephants off of the owners at a really high price, unfortunately, because there aren't many laws here that protect animals. Animal welfare really isn't much of a thing in pretty much all of Southeast Asia, unfortunately. But there are locally owned elephant sanctuaries. However, the reason that we chose this one over those is because some of the places that say that they're a sanctuary, first of all, are not in any way. But a lot of them allow things that personally and usually from a Western standard mind we don't believe should be allowed when it comes to elephants and their welfare. So for example, here you cannot ride any of the elephants, you can't swim with them, you can't bathe them, you can't touch them, and all of that is for their well-being. They try to mimic the most natural and close to being wild way of life that they can here, and I really love that and appreciate that. Also, there's about 5 foreigners that are employed here, and there's over 50 local individuals that are employed. So it really is helping the locals, and that's what ecotourism is all about. It's putting money into the community, helping the locals, not having a foreigner come in and then take all of that money away. So everything that they're doing here is really wonderful. They also take some of that money, they have medical schemes, education schemes to help the locals. They built a library. So they really care about the people here and helping them, which I think is absolutely amazing. You can easily see how happy these animals are out here, especially when they are just ripping through this bamboo that they just found. For the next 2 clips, I want to turn off the music and allow you to hear exactly what we heard while these girls tore through this bamboo grove.
Oh, I love her. Look at the big mouth already. Ready to go. Oh!
Ready?
Oh, not yet. Oh,
She needs more.
she's getting up time.
Ow. Jump on it. Guys, gonna do more space now?
So now it's time to say goodbye to the two girls. We are only doing a half day here. If you were doing a full day, then you could see more elephants in the afternoon at a different location. But it does get a little bit pricey. But if you look at where the money goes, I mean, they do such wonderful things here. It's a really great place to support. So I 100% recommend coming here. There's another one, their sister location is in Thailand. So I know if you can find the Elephant Valley Project in Thailand, and then another one that I can recommend that's very similar to this one is the Mahoots. And you can find both of those on Instagram as well. And in the description of the video, I will link to their websites. So physically, this is pretty demanding. I definitely recommend wearing proper hiking boots, but unfortunately in the wet season everything is mud, so your traction gets completely filled up. They do offer walking sticks as well. So the ride back was way too bumpy to record. And there was a woman, back on the subject of how difficult this hike was. There was a woman who had paid to do an all-day expedition and stay the night and then do something all day tomorrow as well, I believe. But after just our half-day experience, it was so difficult for her that she decided, keep the money, I'm going back to town. So, you know, they describe it as moderate ability for hiking, and I agree with that. Yeah, that's why we only did half a day for me. We're going to rest up, and we have another really long bus ride tomorrow. And then that's another reason why for the last 2 days we were also resting, because you gotta take care of yourself while you're traveling. But anyway, we're gonna go get lunch now. That was absolutely amazing. If you want to donate, if you want to support this organization, please check the links in the description box below. Please share this video to help raise awareness about the responsible ecotourism that you can do, especially involving animals. Comment to me about your thoughts about this. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it and want to see more content like this, please hit subscribe and make sure to hit the little bell icon next to the subscription box so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!